would go to sleep and I would have nightmares. And I would wake up and I would be like drenched in sweat and I was fighting and my fists were clenched. When I woke up, I was punching my pillow, and I remember it being my mom's face that I was hitting. Like that's how bad it was.
Built by the red stick, you can't tell me nothing. Built by adversity, led by courage. Everybody doubted me, now everybody proud of me. I swear to God, I'm gonna be everything I wanna be.
What's going on, y'all? It's your favorite podcast. Your boys from Built by the Red Stick, Ronnie LeDuff,
Yo!
Michael Oakley. We're back in the studio. Ronnie's a little sick,
I'm fighting.
but
I could not miss this one.
once again, episode we lost count.
16. Would you say 16?
Trying to get a brand deal with
Tropical
Celsius.
vibe gonna get me through this slum feeling.
Yeah.
We can go to the tropical city of Atlantis. Yo,
Sing it, brother.
I'm channeling my inner Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Flu game.
Flu game.
I'm channeling my inner Tiger Woods.
Whoa.
Too soon.
Whoa.
I'm fighting through adversity. Is what I meant to say.
Whoa.
I'm fighting. I'm
Shout
here.
out my boy Tiger.
Shout out Tiger.
He landed in where was it?
Italy?
No.
Hit them headlines again, huh?
Oh, yeah.
treatment.
He went to treatment outside the U.S. somewhere.
Yeah, I can't remember where it is. Anyway, y'all do us a favor. Make sure to subscribe.
And y'all have been doing a great job, by the
Doing
way.
a great job.
Amazing.
Follow,
Yes.
likes,
Engaging.
shares, engagements. We've been getting comments out the wazoo. We love it. We love it. We love it. We're going to have a quick word from our sponsor, and then we will be right back to this great episode that Ronnie sacrificed to make it to.
And this episode is brought to you by Rayville Recovery Treatment Center. Rayville is about an 80-plus bed facility in North Louisiana, just about 3 hours north of Baton Rouge. It's the #1 co-occurrence residential treatment facility in the state of Louisiana. If you're struggling with mental health, if you're struggling with alcohol or drug abuse, give my people at Rayville Recovery a call. The number is 318-728-5488 and tell them I sent you. And I know you probably like, well, I want to get help, but that's 3 hours away. Don't trip. They got you. They will come pick you up. They will transport you all over from the state of Louisiana. I'm talking all four corners, even the central. They coming to get you. Admission is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All you got to do is call that number, 318-728-5488. And then you probably like, well, I want to get some help, but I don't have insurance. Don't trip. They got you. They even take uninsured people for help. No man or woman left behind. Call my beautiful people at Rayville Recovery today. Again, that number is 318-728-5488. Rayville Recovery. Recovery redefined. The journey starts with you.
And just like that, we're back.
We're back.
We're back. Ronnie.
Yep. I got to put the vape down. Did you know that the vape is like an atom and the molecules are so small, it actually can get straight into your DNA and cause a mutation?
I didn't know that till today when we had a little precursor to the pod with our guest.
The smartest, biggest.
Hold on. We're gonna let you do. We're gonna let you do your thing.
Ooh, I got excited.
I know.
I'm fanboying all over.
I know. I love it. We've got a great one in the works for y'all today. Look, I'm not even gonna prolong it. I'm gonna throw it to Ronnie while he's choking after he vaped. After we've been told to stop vaping.
I wish I was choking. I ain't got it. All right, go ahead.
The best hype man on both sides of the Mississippi. The one, the only, Ronnie LeDuff.
Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, residencies, and RNs. Listen, we got the most interesting, and please forgive my voice right now. We have the most interesting man in recovery, right? And the reason why I say he is the most interesting man in recovery, because he is the only person that I met that can help you 3 different ways, right, to understand this. He can not only teach it to you.
Teach it.
Because he's smart.
Smart.
He's a doctor.
Doctor.
He can not only get in the trenches.
In the trenches.
And show you lived experience.
Because
he's been there. He's one of us.
Been there, done that.
And he'll beat it into you. He'll beat your ass. He like a 47-degree black belt. So he will pull up. He will pull up in the trap house, beat you up, beat your dope man up, and then bring you to treatment. Oh, the first time I heard this guy speak, I was amazed. The fact that he went through everything that he went through, still had the tenacity and the motivation and the drive to not only save his family but change his life completely.
Beautiful.
Educated himself in the midst of addiction.
Beautiful.
I don't want to tell his story for him, but I promise you, this guy's gonna leave you speechless. We have our friend, your compadre, Dr. Ethan Byrne. Is it Byrne?
Byrne, that's
In
right.
the Built by the Red Stick building. Let's give him a hand.
Appreciate that introduction,
Yes.
man.
Best one in
That's a lot of energy.
Look.
That's a lot of energy.
I tell everybody they need a Ronnie LeDuff in their life.
For sure.
You know. Well, welcome. We're
So you
glad.
didn't know he was a black belt.
I did not know this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome. We're glad you came to join us. For the people who don't know, tell us who you are, where you're from, and a little bit about yourself, and then we'll dive into it.
Yeah, my name's Ethan Byrne. I grew up in Walker, Louisiana.
Shout out Walker.
Yeah, live in New Orleans now. Moved there in 2020 after I finished up my PhD at LSU, and did my postdoc there at Tulane, and we've been there ever since. Changed jobs a couple times. Been sober since July the 8th, 2012.
Whoo.
Yep. Been
Going on
married.
14 years, man.
Married for 26 years now.
That's That's more impressive than the sobriety time. They
You know,
don't make marriages like that no
they
more.
don't.
I know you don't hear a lot of 20 pluses.
No.
The secret to staying married is don't get divorced.
Yeah. That's almost like you say you can only test positive for COVID if you get tested.
That's right.
Oh, you hear that, Caleb?
So
Oh, Lord.
we're gonna start from the beginning.
I've got two amazing grandkids, two kids.
grandkids.
Yep. So
He just looked like
nobody
that, bro.
believes
Look
that.
old enough to have grandkids.
He just look. It's the doctor's secret.
I mean, I started young, and my daughter was fairly young. She was finishing up her college degree.
Awesome.
So I'm a
So
young
both
grandpa.
daughters?
I have a daughter and a son.
Daughter and a son.
They doctors too.
No, but they both have 2 college degrees, and my daughter and her husband are both in law school right now at Loyola.
See, I feel like I embarrass my parents when I hear stories like that. Like, I got a sobriety date. Hey, Bob.
Got a sobriety date and a banging podcast.
And a banging podcast. That's it. There you go.
So daughter, son, 2 grandchildren. That's awesome, man. And they all live in the New Orleans area, or are they spread out?
So my daughter and her husband and the grandkids live next door to us. We were living in New Orleans, and they were living in our house in Walker when my first granddaughter was born. And once we met her, we said we got to move them closer, and so we bought a duplex, and they live next door, and so it's been amazing.
Is it fun being a grandpa?
Dude, is it?
You get to
It's
spoil them, right?
Yeah, and look, when they start getting fussy, and you just, hey, walk back next door. Let's go back next door.
And
I
not
don't
to
have to
make
put
it,
them in the car and drive them.
not to make it about her, because it's about Mr. Ethan. You know, his wife is the great Chastity.
Yes.
At the Hope Center. And we all love our Hope Center. Shout out to y'all and the Hope Center and all our lovely ladies over there and our guys, TJ. We love us some Hope
Oh yeah,
Center.
TJ's my hunting buddy.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, we hunt and fish.
I didn't know you
together.
can hunt with tattoos. They
They
allow that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, man. I might have a chance.
Yeah, man.
I've never been hunting in my life.
Me either, dude.
Never been hunting in my
Oh, dude,
life.
it's amazing.
I've never
Now,
been fishing.
Are you a fisher too? So I tell everybody, if you ever want to go fishing, and like even if you have a spot that you know it's a honey hole, you're always gonna catch some good fish. If you ever want to go and not catch anything, bring me.
Yeah.
So I got a cool hunting joke. Y'all want to hear it real quick?
Let's
All
go.
right. So they had triplets inside the mama's womb, right? And they was talking about what they wanted to be once they born and grow up. The first one said, I wanted to be a doctor. They was like, okay, that's cool. The second one said, I wanted to be a lawyer. They said, that's cool. The third one said, I want to be a hunter. He said, a hunter? Why you want to be a hunter? He said, because if that snake come in here one more time, I'm going to shoot it.
There we go.
I wasn't ready.
Thank you.
I wasn't ready.
Thank you. All right.
So born in the great city. Was Walker a city or just?
Oh, and yeah, it wasn't a city when I was born.
It wasn't?
No, I remember they built Winn-Dixie. Like that was like the first big thing. Yeah, and then eventually we got McDonald's, Sonic. Sonic was first.
welcome.
Eventually, when we got McDonald's, that's when we knew we made it.
Now y'all winning championships and stuff.
Yeah.
I think the boys basketball team won a championship like 2 years ago or
That's
something.
my friend Anthony Skiro. We graduated
Okay.
high school together. He's the coach there.
Okay. Shout out Walker.
Yeah, if I went to several years ago when they won the championship, I went and watched them.
It was
Shout-
basketball or football?
Basketball.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So life growing up in Walker. early on? What was it like?
Skip that part. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah. So like my personal life, like what
Yeah,
was it
you-
like growing up? So we had grew up in a nice neighborhood. My dad was an engineer. My mom was a school teacher.
So being a genius just runs in your family.
Yeah. Chemical engineer?
No, he was civil engineer.
I don't even know what that is.
Like civil engineers are
It's
like,
like roads, bridges.
Oh.
But he worked in plants doing pipe fitting and estimating and stuff.
Okay.
And so he was mostly like a pipe fitter in the plant, though. But you know, I thought I had a pretty normal, pretty good childhood. I mean, my parents loved us, and we loved them. But it's like not until you get older and you start figuring out like what other households look like that you can kind of reflect and be like, some of this stuff wasn't real normal.
right.
They were both alcoholics, and I mean, we would get beat sometimes. Like that was their way of disciplining, like with the belt or whatever. It could be kind of violent. I mean, emotional. Like you never knew. Like you'd be hanging out with my mom. Everything's good, and the next thing she just like flies off the handle, and it's that kind of messed me up trying to deal with that.
Absolutely. Not knowing who you were going to get from moment to moment.
Yeah, and just any minute it could turn into violence, and so that put a lot of fear in me. That's one of the biggest things I had to overcome, and I still wrestle with sometimes, is that fear from that, of just not knowing when a situation could turn,
And so, obviously well educated, was, school always, I guess, quote unquote, an escape for you, or studying and
School was pretty easy for me. I loved high school. I played basketball. Met my wife in high school. I enjoyed it. I don't know if maybe it was kind of like an escape. If I was there, like I didn't have to be at home.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I enjoyed it.
And so when did the good old escape with drugs and alcohol come into the picture?
So it started pretty early. Man, I was like 12 years old, probably into junior high. And one of my buddies, he had been drinking, and he had an older cousin that would go get his beer, and so we started drinking then.
Gotta love the old Hey Mister days. You remember the Hey Mister?
Yeah, you sit out at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'll give you $5. You buy me a 40. You keep the change.
We didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
I had a baby face, so they even once I was old enough, they
In the
We
hood.
would hang out at Junior Food Mart and Walker and try to catch somebody that buys some beer.
ID you in the hood, man.
look,
What it is.
I get it. And look, I knew a gas station that wouldn't ID us, but me, even when I was 18, I looked like I was 12. They're like, no. So you started drinking junior high. Yeah. And then what kind of progressed? How?
Yeah. And so I was probably like 15 years old. My dad got diagnosed with brain cancer, glioblastoma, and it's inoperable, incurable. And
At 15?
oh yeah, I was about 15 years old.
Ooh.
Yeah. And that was hard. And so as he got sicker and sicker, my mom started coming home less and less. And so I was the oldest of 5. My dad was married 3 times. He had 9 natural children. And so I was the oldest of 5 from his last marriage. Oh yeah.
What's natural children mean?
That were his.
That he not adopted. So he had
Okay.
like marrying and having stepkids. So he had some
Okay.
other stepkids too.
Oh, so like biological.
Yeah, he had
Okay.
non-biological.
Okay.
That's probably the word I meant to say.
No, I'm gonna start using your words.
No,
I mean,
biological.
you made
You're
it.
right. No, you're right.
He's made it. I'm
just
just saying.
misspoke. Maybe my mind's going 100 miles an hour
4
right
natural
now.
kids.
Yeah, so he had 9 biological kids, and I was the oldest of 5. And so my mom, I mean, she was doing her best to deal with it. And, people deal with stress and with pain different ways. And she stopped coming home. And, that was kind of what started me really looking for ways to escape.
Absolutely. And so when did you notice that you kind of talked about was it later down, or was it around that time where you started noticing maybe there wasn't as much normalcy to your family dynamics?
Yeah, it was definitely around that time. But I mean, all of their friends drank and kind of behaved the same way. They'd get drunk and fight, and I mean, that was the
what it
community
was.
they were in.
Yeah.
They were drinking all the time. But whenever she stopped coming home, I was like, this isn't right, And so we were starving. Like my dad couldn't work 'cause he was dying. My mom wasn't there. I think she was working like a job like a cashier at a gas station or something. And so I would steal checks and go to the store and just forge her name and buy groceries and stuff for the house. And of course, I'd write for a little bit over so I could get some beer and gas, you know?
And so this is at like 15, 16.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then you had, you say 8 younger ones under you that you would.
Well, 5.
There was 4.
Five.
I was oldest of 5, so it
Okay.
was 4 younger ones under us.
Ooh.
Yeah,
And
but
so you're taking care of them.
yeah, I'm trying to. I mean, I was just a kid too, but
Absolutely.
my dad passed away when I was 18, and me and my brothers and everybody moved out. My two of my older half sisters, they helped me and them two. We sued my mom for custody of the kids, and we actually won. That's how bad the situation was.
WPS. Just sit there right there.
What is that?
White people shit.
There's no way I walk in court suing for custody and winning. Ain't no way.
So at 18, you and your 2 older stepsisters,
Half sisters.
half sisters, I'm sorry, get custody of what's the youngest?
Oh man, I don't even remember now.
Yeah.
So my sister's 8 years, so she was 10.
10.
Yeah.
And so at 18, are you in college at this time or?
No, I didn't go to college right away. The
Okay.
way my home life was, like I was
Yeah,
smart enough, but I couldn't do it. I went to work as a carpenter, and I did that for over 20 years.
Golly. I told you in the brief segue I did, like in the midst of his addiction, he went and got educated.
That's awesome.
That is
I was a carpenter, and then the next 2 brothers in line from my age moved in with me, and by the time I was drinking so much, like I did the best I could, but I wasn't the best influence I could have been. I mean, I was hurt too,
And
and
18.
yeah,
I mean, what 18-year-old isn't
right.
at least trying to recreationally party,
Right.
you know?
and at any point did you get the opportunity to grieve the loss of your father? Because it sounded like
No,
you were straight in the
it
dad
was survival mode.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom, she got a boyfriend when my dad was at home on hospice, and sometimes he would like show up at the house, and we'd have to like run him off. Like it was horrible.
Jesus.
Dang.
Like, I would go to sleep and I would have nightmares, and I would wake up and I would be like drenched in sweat, and I was fighting, and my fists were clenched. When I woke up, I was punching my pillow, and I remember it being my mom's face that I was hitting. Like that's how bad it was.
That sounds like an anime movie.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. And so I was in survival mode, and I wasn't the best influence for them. And eventually, I started messing around with some hard drugs. After that.
And so at this time, I know you met your wife in high school. Is she in the picture? Or y'all, I mean,
So she was one of the managers for the boys basketball team.
okay.
And then after I graduated, we started. So after I graduated, my dad had already passed away, and I was living with my brothers, and we reconnected.
Okay.
And started dating after that.
Okay. And so that, from 18, having, and probably what, at the young, probably about 4 years of taking care of them till they're 18-ish.
Yeah.
So that's,
Maybe not quite that much, because once I started with the cocaine, my youngest brother, went to live somewhere else.
And snatched, yeah. Dang.
a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
That's a rich man's drug, too.
It depends on how you get it.
Yeah, well, if you get it soft.
Yeah. So what does the life of addiction look like for you from that,
Oh man, miserable. And so started then. I was doing construction work, and construction work's a real good place to use drugs all the time.
Absolutely.
So it went from like alcohol and cocaine to eventually it was pain pills and crystal meth and stuff like that.
Construction sites where I first learned the beauties of a speedball.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you're going through, when did you get married? So 22 years ago. So
26 years ago, so 99, November of 99.
God, dog, I wasn't even born yet.
you lie. I was, 99.
You was 5.
No, I was born in 89.
Oh, so you was 10.
I was 10. So I was in like 4th grade, I think.
At 10,
Maybe 3rd
you
grade.
got held back.
I did.
3rd grade,
I don't remember.
you was in 5th grade.
No, because in 2001, I was in 6th grade because I remember when 9/11 happened. I remember I got checked out of school because I went to St. Jared and we were right by ExxonMobil, and they thought that was a target for the terrorist, and so they checked me out.
I was in 10th grade in 2001.
I was on a construction site. I had my own business. And I was building houses.
So it has.
So I was always successful, you
Yeah.
know. Until I wasn't, you know.
Do you think that contributed to like the ability to continue to use hard drugs?
Because I was smart enough to, you know, start my own business and make money, and then, you know, I would still get up and go to work. No matter if I've been up all night partying, if I've been up for a couple of days, I still got up and went to work.
A functioning
Up,
headache.
up until I didn't.
Yeah. Absolutely. Not me.
Yeah, and that happened like around 2008, 2009 when the housing market collapsed. I couldn't find work to save my life, so I didn't have a job, and all I had was time. So I really kind of dove headfirst into using.
When in that period was your first child born?
Oh, right after we got married.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they went through.
Yeah, both of my kids went through my addiction.
And they was older, so they like I ain't gonna say understood, but like seeing it, like daddy's changing.
Yeah.
'Cause they like 8 and 9 years old at this time. Yeah.
And so in 2008, 2009, housing market crashes. You're out of work. Still got to, you know, feed your addiction. So what does that look like?
I mean, same thing everybody else does. You know, I wasn't like stealing stuff, but I mean, just different ways.
Yeah.
You know,
Bills were getting.
yeah. So I got into a car wreck and got hooked on pain pills, and started taking OxyContin. So at that point, you know, you're going to the doctor and getting a ton of pills, so you can, you know, that was like the main thing that I did. But then like the crystal meth.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So you're doing that many pain pills, you're always, you know, nodding off.
Yep.
And so it's a good, like a speedball, like you said.
And then 08, 09, that's really when the prescriptions were just being flooded.
Yeah.
And
So if you had pain pills back then in a regular prescription, like you had money.
absolutely.
And it's your story, not Chastity's story. So in the midst of that, when you starting to crash, is she supportive? Like, are y'all butting heads? Are y'all running together?
Thing about living with an addict is you got a choice to make. You either leave them and let them sort it out, or you get brought down with them.
Absolutely.
And, you know, you're right, that's her story, but she loved me so much that she couldn't turn her back on me, and I eventually broke her down too.
Yep. Yeah. Golly.
So when is, you know, the first foray into did you only go to treatment once, or were there multiple attempts?
I never went to treatment. I went to drug court.
Okay.
Dang. That's the first.
Yeah, I've never been to an inpatient facility. I mean, I was locked up for 9 months in Livingston Parish Detention Center, so that was a little bit of an inpatient.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's a long one and not as comfortable.
Man, after about the first, so I got you know, a bunch of different drug-related charges, and it seemed like I couldn't leave the house without getting picked up for something. I had a warrant. I didn't have a driver's license. And so the last time I got arrested, they booked me in on like a $100,000 bond. The next day I went to a bond reduction, and the judge raised it to $500,000. I said, Your Honor, I thought this was a bond reduction. He said, sir, you've been to jail like 6 times in the last 3 months. He's like, you need to sit down for a little bit. And I'm pretty sure that was Judge Bruce Bennett, who was the drug court judge. I eventually ended up in his court.
Yeah. Get from 100 to
I walked out of there. I said, I'm never doing that again. I'm never going that bond reduction again.
Talking about a bad day.
This is bullshit.
It's a bad day.
So when was that period?
That was 2011.
2011. Okay. And so you spent 9 months in jail.
And that was like May 23rd, 28th, 2011, something like that. So after about 3 months, somebody came to visit me to offer me drug court. You know, they're one of their counselors, and I said, drug court? I was like, I don't want that. I knew what it was, you know? I said, I don't want that. I sat for about 6 more months, and I called Chastity. I said, hey, can you tell me more about that drug court?
Is this still an option?
Yeah.
I was out the next Tuesday when they had court. I could have been out, like, immediately, but I wasn't ready yet.
Went lay down.
I wasn't ready.
And so what was, you know, what was that journey in drug court like for you?
Oh, it was.
Because I've heard, you know, you have people that praise drug court and you have people that curse it.
Yeah,
right?
so I guess let me just kind of lay out like what drug court is for people that don't know.
Absolutely.
And so it's an alternative to prison. You'll get a conviction, but they'll set that aside, and you get a chance to complete your drug court, and then you do a short probationary period, and then you're eligible for an expungement. And so the conditions of drug court, there's 4 different phases you have to go through. In the first phase, you have to go to court once a week. You have to be there at like 7 a.m. On Tuesdays was when we did it. You have to go to 3 outpatient sessions. And I was living in Walker, and the outpatient stuff was in Pumpkin Center. So it's like 30-minute drive. I didn't have a car, but luckily one of my friends came to visit me when I was in jail, and he just gotten into drug court. He's like, dude, I'll bring you to everything. I have to go to these anyway. So you got to go 3 outpatients, and you got to go to 3 AA meetings a week. And you have to call in for your color and do random drug testing 7 days a week.
Color code.
Yep.
Yeah, and so there's 2 to 3 random drug tests a week. And then as you get into phase 2, you got to do like 1 less group session. But it's not really until you get to phase 4 that you get a lot more freedoms. And so during, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, how long does it typically
It took
last?
me about 20 months.
20 months?
That's not bad. Cause we got people been in it 5 years.
Yeah, so
Those people keep fucking up.
Yeah.
Judge Bruce Bennett was amazing. Like, he was strict. Like, you weren't able to take any kind of prescription narcotics. They were testing for all kinds of stuff. No drinking. Like, it was the real deal. It made me accountable. It taught me responsibility. Having to wake up and call in every single morning to find out, and then making the arrangements to get there.
Absolutely.
It was exactly what I needed.
I'll take drug court if it make me a doctor. Sign me up.
Look, that's exactly where I was going. And so when did your education background start to kick in?
Phase 1 of drug court.
Phase 1 of drug court. That's when you decided I'm going back.
So this like 2011. Yeah.
So I got out last day of February in 2012, February 28th, or it may have been a leap year.
It was a leap year because I got sober in 2016, and it was a leap year.
So the last day, I'm pretty sure it was Tuesday, and so that was in February, and I was doing drug court, and man, I got close to the end of that first phase, and I couldn't shake the mental obsession, dude. I couldn't shake it. It was driving me crazy. I would think about it all the time, man. My stomach would start to get upset. My hands would sweat. I get that like rush of adrenaline. And so I relapsed a few times. Caught a couple of drug court sanctions. Actually, only caught 1. And so I actually didn't even fail the drug test. I was doing construction. But I drank too much water and it diluted.
Yeah.
Automatic fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was kind of slick with how I did it, but then I was like, and so I was like, I didn't even fail, and y'all gonna give me this. So on the way to go turn myself in for that 48-hour sanction, I got blasted. I had to pull over on the side of the road and throw up on the way to jail.
I'm going sober.
But I'm gonna tell you what though, when I woke up the next morning, back in the same place, kind of hung over, and I'm seeing the same people and the same smell and everything just the same. I went and stood in the back of that dorm, and I just watched for about 3 or 4 hours. And I was like, man, you've got to make a decision. Like, either you got to get comfortable living in prison, you got to be comfortable dying on the streets, or you've got to change everything.
What's the relationship like with the family at this time?
So me and my wife, okay, so whenever I got arrested that last time, she did too.
Okay.
So she's in sober living. She went to rehab at the Hope Center, where she now works, and then she went to sober living. And so I was living in her mom's garage while I was doing drug court. Yeah.
And where are the kids at?
The kids were with her mom.
With her mom. Okay, so
And so I was able to move back in, live with them, and I started college in August of that year. And a lot of people don't know this, but if you're in an addict, an alcoholic like I was, and you've had these consequences, legal stuff, you can you kind of get termed like with a disability.
Yep.
And you can get help for college through Louisiana Rehabilitational Services, and they helped me pay for my college. They were an incredible resource.
So where's the first? What first? That you went to LSU first? Or?
I went to Southeastern.
Southeastern.
Like, I didn't know what I needed to do in life. I just was told in AA, you have to change everything.
Absolutely.
Everything about your life, you have to change it. And so I knew that I couldn't go back into the construction. At least I didn't think I could, and stay sober. And so I was like, I guess I'll try to go to college, And so started at Southeastern in general studies, and I took like a career exploration class and did some research on biomedical engineering. And you also do like some personality tests to see if it kind of fits you. And then I took like a chemistry class the next semester, and I just fell in love with it.
Do you think losing your dad did that kind of fuel
Sure.
that
My
that
dad was an
path?
engineer, and he had cancer. And if
Yeah.
you're, biomedical engineer, you can study cancer.
Yeah. And so your I could be speaking for, I'm not trying to speak for you, but your drive to like help other people come from the ability of not being able to help your dad and wishing you could do more.
Yeah, and I never really said that out loud. I never thought about it like in those terms. But through my journey in sobriety, reevaluating my life, finding out who I am, I came to that conclusion that even because I was always scared I was going to let myself down, so I didn't want to say it out loud because I let myself down with so many things. So I just did it, and that was kind of always in the back of my mind. But it's not until today that I'm comfortable saying that was the reason why.
Amazing.
Quick squirrel moment, just because I didn't know this until Ronnie brought it up. When did the martial arts come into play?
Yeah.
I know we're like, whoop, whoop.
Yeah. So I've been doing jiu-jitsu for 12 years now.
Okay.
And so it wasn't long after sobriety. I'll tell you what started me on it was so I was at Southeastern, fell in love with the STEM courses, and applied to LSU and transferred to their biological engineering department. And then the first semester there was so intense and so crazy that when we got out for summer break, all of a sudden I had like all this free time, and I started like losing my mind. I didn't know what to do. So I'm at my men's group for AA, and I'm telling them like, dude, I don't know what's going on. Like I'm going crazy. You need to do something.
Need a hobby.
Yeah.
So I just ran into some buddies of mine that I went to high school with, and they were like blue belts in jiu-jitsu. And I went in for my first class at Gracie United, and a girl there tapped me out like 2 or 3 times, and I've been hooked ever since.
I've had that happen before.
Yeah. I doubt as big as you are, man. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, gotcha.
Tapped out.
I missed that one.
So, all right. So, we'll get back. So, you get your sanction in drug court. You get out, and then that's when like you got motivated to go to Southeastern.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did some work, some like one-on-one sessions with my drug court counselor. We came up with like a 5-year plan. It started with like a 1-day plan, and then 1 month, and I accomplished every single thing that was on that 5-year plan.
What do you think is like, as someone who has been successful in multiple areas of their life, right? Even through the addiction, finding the success in the construction and having it torn down by different factors, but even, and then getting successful in recovery, and then getting successful in a career, and being successful in college. Like, what do you attribute to that?
Pain, having enough pain in my life, enough emotional and spiritual pain that I was willing to do anything to make it better and to make it different.
So, as a member of a 12-step program, pursuing sobriety, and then your science background, where does the spirituality aspect come in? Like, what's your stance on that?
I'm a spiritual person. I believe in a creator. I struggle a little bit with like the Christianity stuff. I still go to church sometimes.
Yeah.
I definitely believe in a higher power.
For sure.
You have to have that. You have to have that belief.
Yeah, absolutely. We can agree. Yeah. We can all agree on that without going down that rabbit hole. Yeah.
And so, when's the first graduation come?
May 13th, 2017. I got my bachelor's degree in biological engineering. Graduated magna cum laude.
Wow.
Dang. Where that's at?
From LSU.
Yeah, I know.
And so, how far removed from drug court is that?
Man, so I finished drug court in 2014 and graduated 2017. And by then, I'd already completed my probationary period. I had filed expungement and had my rights restored. I was able to own a firearm and vote again.
You gotta be Judge Bennett. That's his name.
Judge
You
Bennett.
gotta be his perfect example.
Yeah.
Like I know
He did my
uses-
expungement. I hired him to do my expungement.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
awesome.
Like you from drug court to doctor.
Yeah,
You want to hear a funny story?
absolutely.
All right.
Love funny stories.
So Judge Zoe Wagasback was my judge for the charges that I got. Judge Bruce Bennett's the drug court judge. And so if you get into drug court, you kind of have two judges. And so Judge Wagasback was giving me the blues, man. She, this was like my first time. I'd never been convicted of anything, but I did have a bunch of different charges. And she offered me like 10 years to spend 3. I'm like, that's 7 years. like, I can do math here. And so I get out into drug court, and the first time I walk in her court in street clothes, she said, "Why aren't you in a jumpsuit? Why aren't you shackled?" I said, "I'm in drug court." She said, "I didn't put you in drug court." I said, "Oh my God." So I was using the public defender, so I took my first student loans to go hire A. Wayne Stewart to get me into drug court, and yeah, first student loans ever went to pay my lawyer.
Dude, that's a movie.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Dude.
Hey, best favor that woman's ever done me, though, because if she wouldn't have held me to that standard, and like you don't get any slip ups, even though I did, which I thought for sure she was going to send me to prison. She showed grace, and she did me a favor.
So, 2017, graduate, bachelor's degree. What was like the motivating factor to continue? Right? Because I mean,
First, I'll just say that walking across that stage and getting that degree was one of the highlights of my life, because I used all that fuel from my past to drive me to be successful, and to walk across that stage, man, it was just one of the most fulfilling moments I've ever had. It was unbelievable.
For the PhD or
No,
for the bachelor?
first
For the first one?
bachelor's, yeah.
one,
For
yeah.
the second one, I finished that up during COVID, and I didn't even get to walk. I didn't care, man.
Yeah.
I didn't care. It didn't bother me. I was on my way to a new job.
And so at the time that you walk in for the first one, how's the home life at this point? Is this
Oh,
some
it's
stability
amazing.
coming? Okay.
Yeah, we patched things up, and so we used to fight. Our parents fought. That was what we knew growing up, and so we did the same thing. And whenever I got out of jail and I started getting sober, I told myself, like, if you're going to have a happy life, a life that's you can stay sober in, you can't be fighting with your wife. And so I made the decision right there, like, no matter what, I'm not fighting. And so we start having a conversation, and you know how women are. They can be a little mouthy. They want to push you and poke you. And so I had to make the decision, like, take my pride, whatever, put it in my back pocket. So I started finding like cute YouTube videos. And it was one Mr. G and Jelly Bean. It's like this goat and this donkey that lived together in like a real bad thing, and they got separated. And the goat wouldn't eat; he went on like a hunger strike. And so they bring the two back together, and he's like all happy, and they have like the sad music playing in the background. And she starts wanting to fight. I pull it out, and say, "Hey, I think you need to watch Mr. G and Jelly Bean."
But you gotta have some screws loose to pick fight with a black belt.
Oh, this was like before all that, but yeah. But it just diffused the situation. It gave us a little break and something to laugh at.
Absolutely.
Then afterwards, it's like, hey, if you still want to talk about this, we can, or we can maybe better wait till tomorrow.
Yes.
And then usually it never came back up. But just something in the heat of that moment to settle it down.
Take a step back and just have some rational thought.
That's how you stay married. You diffuse that situation one way or another, and then come back to it later if it's still important, like the next day.
So you do some work with Nancy and them gym too. The gym they got in Central.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so Grace,
Jiu-Jitsu gym.
Gracie United, we're now like Gracie United Team Jacal South. That's the only team I've ever been affiliated with. Yeah, and her husband, he's a black belt too.
Yeah.
He was one of my coaches from the early days.
Oh, so he been in the game.
Oh yeah.
So do you do like competitions?
I used to. I don't do not so much anymore.
You got to teach me some stuff.
Oh yeah.
I got a few people been looking at me crazy lately.
Or you can just go sign up for a class.
Nah, they ain't about to F over me. I couldn't do it.
Man, you could do it. You'd be fantastic at it.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, dude. You're a big dude. You got some natural talent, natural attriputes. You'd be amazing. I bet you were a good athlete growing up.
I was.
Yeah.
Dang.
You'd be fantastic.
You doing a doctor thing on me right now?
Psychoanalyzing the shit out of you right
Golly, just
now. So what's kind of like been you graduate, get your PhD. What's life like after that?
Man, for a long time, life was like on autopilot. Everything was just upward trajectory. Everything was good. I think I was telling y'all earlier, my first granddaughter was born after we moved to New Orleans when I was doing. So I graduated with my PhD from LSU in May of 2020, and then that was during COVID.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't find a job anywhere. But through my network, I got a job as a postdoc in the biomedical engineering department at Tulane. And not long after that, so I did 2 years there. I'm trying to get the time frame. So I did 2 years there in that lab, learned how to make really advanced models of cancer and different types of human disease. And then I went to work for a biotech company in New Orleans. And it was an amazing job, dude. Paid well, great culture. It was 9 to 5. I only had to work like one Saturday the whole time I was there.
Man.
My granddaughter was born. My first granddaughter was born. And once we met her, like they were living in Walker, we were in New Orleans. We knew that we had to get them closer. Yeah. And so we sold our house and bought a duplex and moved them in next door. And so, yeah, everything's going great. But then one of my half-sisters gets diagnosed with glioblastoma, same brain cancer my dad had. And so in November, I guess 2 years ago now, we're there visiting. She's in the hospital doing chemo and radiation. And I get an email from the company I was working for saying there's a mandatory meeting the next day. And we just gotten a new CEO, so we were like, okay, well, there's some kind of new policy. They fired everybody. Laid off. We didn't get fired. Yeah. We got RIFT, reduction in force. But most of the New Orleans office let go. And so I lost my job sitting outside of a hospital doing a Zoom call while my sister's in there getting chemo.
I remember hearing this story.
Dude, that messed me up. Like, that was hard.
Dang.
Yeah. And so get done with that. I come home and, man, I'm like, before that even, so like the day after I lost my job, my mentor from Tulane called me and said, hey, man, I heard what happened. You've got a spot in my lab. He's like, you can keep looking for jobs if you want, but you can come to work for me for now. And if you find something better, that's great. Yeah. And so, I came back, met with him that Monday, did a job interview, and I'm filling out like, man, hundreds of resume, job applications. And then, so we got back on like the weekend, went in Tulane on Monday for the interview. And then on Wednesday, I was so burnt out with the job application process. I'm like, man, let me go visit my grandma. She's an assisted living home in New Orleans. Like, I'm a man of leisure these days. So I took off, went down there. And when I knocked on the door, she didn't get up and answer. She just, said, come in. She told me she wasn't feeling well. And she didn't even get up. So, man, I just sat down by her bed, and I held her hand, and we had just, the most amazing visit. It was just so calm and so peaceful. And I kissed her when I was leaving. She died 2 days later. And I was upset dealing with that. I lost my job, and then one of our good friends in recovery, she was talking to Chastity one day, and she said, what a blessing that Ethan lost that job so he was able to get that last visit with his grandmother.
Yeah.
I never thought about that job again.
Yeah.
That one puts it on you.
Yeah.
That one puts it on you. And so
somebody cutting the onions. What y'all cooking in there, Ken?
No, you're fine.
I was like, you're not gonna cry. You're not gonna cry today.
Bro, I was not prepared, but okay.
Sent chills up my spine.
Shucks.
Just because we won't get into it, and this is, I guess, a squirrel moment or just a thought process I have. With the situation with your father and, of course, your stepsister and your research in cancer, has there ever been, part of you that, like, wants to dive into, like, the addiction realm based off of your situation and, like, I wouldn't, I'm not that bright as far as, like, biochemistry and all of the, like, the inner workings.
I've had some thoughts about it. So the company that I worked for, we made models of, like, the human, like, neurological system, nervous system, and I'm doing some of that kind of work today. It's called like nerve on a chip, And I thought about that, but I'm actually getting a chance to work on a glioblastoma model, which is more interesting to me than the addiction. My wife does the addiction, so we got that field covered.
Yeah. And you know, there's so much positive impact that can be spread around. Like, I mean, cancer has been something that's devastated families for a long time. Obviously, you have a close personal relationship with that, and from what I've seen just in my life, there's been a lot of progress made in that world, which is a beautiful thing. So thank you for that research and everything that you do.
But how do you turn it on and off, though? Like, how you go from being in a lab working with all these molecules and advanced names and all this stuff to just going home and being Ethan?
That's when the jiu-jitsu comes in. That gives me a chance to go into the gym and push everything else out my brain and get in there and, you know, and train hard and get those exercise endorphins. And because if you walk into train, and we have a lot of good guys, if you walk into train and your mind's not in it, you're not focused. If I'm thinking about the research or the bills or the family, I'm going to get murdered.
Yeah.
So that's it's like a forced meditation. It's a way for me to absolutely clear my mind and then pick the other stuff up later.
That in itself is a superpower because it's certain jobs, but it's got to be hard to just turn it on and off.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, that.
The hunting and the fishing do that too as well. If you're doing it right, you're not thinking about.
You're just peaceful, yeah. And
so mine's is video games. You game?
No, I don't. I used to back like when I was younger.
He's
but,
too smart for that. He just called me childish and uneducated childish. You uneducated childish boy.
That's good to have that release though, man, where you can focus on that and you can tune out everything else in your life for a little bit. We need those escapes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, to be able to find a balance of, especially like for people like us, right? Like, we have certain things that we have to do to keep our addiction at bay. We have certain that can sometimes. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've got 10 years. There's still moments of, you know, loss or heartache or hardships where it's like it's important for me to be able to dive into something and maintain my sobriety and then maintain a career. I have 2 young kids. You have 2 older kids and grandchildren, but maintain family relationships. You have, and like, so being able to find that balance of having that peaceful moment of something that can take you outside of all of that stuff, and be able to just find balance and self-care, whether it be
the gym, running, I mean, hiking, meditating, like whatever, somebody clear your mind and reset.
So, you know, as somebody who's, you know, been, you know, 9 months in jail, came from the disruption in the family dynamic, battled the addiction, went to college and done all of these things. What is, you know, what's next?
So I got offered a faculty position, and they're still in the process of working that up. So that's like the next thing for me.
At Tulane?
At Tulane, yeah.
Heck yeah.
I won't be like in the classroom teaching. I'll be I'll be an instructor, but I'll be doing research as a faculty member. So that's like the next thing with that.
And you can find you a little Ethan to train.
That's right. That's right. I get to train a lot of people, you know, and that's really rewarding, helping to develop the the next generation of researchers.
Is your field male or female dominant?
We have a lot of both, really.
That's good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's good.
But I think in general, like engineering is more male dominated, but the lab that I work in, we have a lot of both.
So and I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep cutting you off, because we never probably get to have this conversation again, and our listeners and viewers, what is a day in the life of a researcher in the lab? Like, what does that look like?
And so it's going to be different for different people, but in the role that I'm in now, I do a lot of like managing the lab. So everything that has to be purchased to keep our research going, I do that. If there's any kind of safety stuff that needs to be done, maintenance, like I take care of all that stuff. I'm training our graduate students. But I'm also doing research projects. So I'm culturing cells. I'm building the models that we use to put the cells in to make the advanced models that we do. They call them microphysiological systems or organs on a chip.
What'd you call me?
Yeah.
I don't even know why I asked that question. I feel lost, even more lost before I asked.
But it's a balance between like, you know, management and then also research.
Doing the research.
So when I hear research,
a lot of writing.
Oh, that's what you
You're
lost me.
planning your experiments. You're building the background to tell the story of why this experiment's important. You're developing the experiment and the protocols. It's so much writing and documentation.
So it's more than just looking through a microscope with something on a little
It's
thing.
it's way more.
And your just the research that Tulane's focused on right now, and that your part is focused on, is an end goal of.
So really, it's model development so that we can use these advanced models to find new treatment modalities.
Okay.
So you and Dr. Strange kind of do the same thing.
Maybe so.
You know who that is? You ain't into Marvel and stuff and comics?
Uh-uh.
Damn, I got to get my life together. I'm wasting so much time.
So, with all of that and all your life, what do you think would be the most beautiful thing that your recovery and sobriety has given you?
So I've heard somebody say before, if you want to change the world, be the change you want to see in the world.
Absolutely.
And so that's been one of the best things that the recovery's given me. So I got sober. Some of my brothers have gotten sober. People around me have gotten sober. I went to college. My wife has a college degree also, but then my kids also went to college, and they pursued graduate degrees. They're in law school. People from the recovery community that I engaged with, they got started. I started a good friend of ours, Jessie. She needed some help getting started. She had taken some credits. I put her in touch with LRS and then some other people. And then now she's getting other people to go to college. Like the Hope Center has a ton of people. That
And
are going to
Dustin,
school.
too, right? Dustin, your good
TJ.
friend. Shout out Dustin,
yeah,
man.
that's my boy.
Yeah.
Man. Me and Dustin have been rocking together for a while since he got sober.
Yeah.
He came to my house one day, and I think we're getting ready to go to the Saints game or something. We had season tickets, and he was.
My bad. I said it out loud.
He's a 49ers fan.
Yeah, so we're talking about like football and whatever, and I told him, I was like, "Hey, bro, if you're gonna hang out with us, you better have your shoes on because we going places."
Hey, man, I like that. I like that.
And then, man, we've been around. We took Jessie, I think, on her first flight ever.
Wow.
But seeing the changes that I've been able to make in my life have an effect on other people and seeing them change, man. It's like a tree that's planted and there's roots that grow, and I never would have thought that,
Yeah.
Be the change that you want to see in the world.
And it all started denying drug court.
Yeah.
6 months later, bring this shit back. Can I go?
Yeah. And one of the most important things for me maintaining sobriety was AA. And early, I had some struggles, but when I finally got a sponsor, and then I found a home group at Magnolia in Central, and they had a men's meeting there that I would go to. And, man, some dudes with 20, 30 years sobriety, some guys like me fresh out of jail. And we would just talk, It wasn't like a formal meeting, but you get to hear the things that come up in other men's lives and how they deal with it. And so you start building a blueprint. If something like that comes up in my life, you dealt with it that way, I can do that. Or like, you dealt with it that way, I'm not doing that. I know what not to do, and that's important too.
Absolutely. It's not just about the successes, but recognizing and being humble enough to share your failures so that it can impact somebody.
Yeah, but getting plugged in with that men's group and getting a sponsor, that was what really started it for me.
Look, I'm a big proponent of we are an accumulation of the company in which we keep, and surrounding yourself with, I love that saying you said, if you're going to be with us, put your shoes on because we're going places.
We're going places.
Surrounding yourself with people that are like-minded and striving to do good things on whatever platform it may be, whatever basis it may be, but striving to progress themselves is one of the most important things for me.
What an amazing story, bro.
Absolutely.
Just the American dream.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
it's like the epitome of you could do
anything.
anything
At the bottom, you can work your way up and accomplish whatever. Your dream doesn't have to be my dream, but your dream's out there.
Yeah, and just everything that was working against you, to see you just prevail and be at the highest, level of your field and educational level. Because, what's higher than a PhD? Nothing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
you can have another one.
Yeah, just to be clear, I'm not some world-renowned researcher or anything. I'm still pretty young in my PhD career, and but I'm working to be better.
And we all start
amazing.
Some incredible mentors, man. Having mentors are the key.
But just somebody hearing it, you know what I mean? Like, they on the couch right now probably detoxing, listening at this on YouTube, and they hear that. that would make me be like, bro, like it's not over. Like I could do this.
And
As far down the spectrum as you think you've gone, I was there. I'm not going to share those kind of things in a public setting like this.
absolutely.
But if anybody needs to talk to me one-on-one, or like at the O'Brien house, when the people in that room were addicts and alcoholics, they were counselors, they were judges and probation officers. Like, they needed to hear the things that I shared there. And it was a closed setting, and so I shared some of those. But,
Absolutely.
But you were there.
Oh, yeah.
So he heard it. Like, I've been to the bottom.
Yes.
And now
That's
I'm
what I'm
up.
saying. I called him instant. I'm like, bro, we got to get him. I don't know how, but we got to get him.
So, and like, just to kind of one more quick thing, how old were you when you got sober?
34.
Which is, a testament to itself that, like, at 34, like, it wasn't too late to go to school. It wasn't too late to still have these dreams. And I think that's an important aspect to highlight, because most people don't get sober in 19, 20, 21, right?
Mhm.
And so when they get to be
You're that young, nobody can tell you nothing.
exactly.
Yep.
But like when you get sober at whether it be 30 or 34 or 36, a lot of people think like, okay, well, all I know how to do is be in construction. So that's all I'm going to do. And I have to find my sobriety in construction or the restaurant industry. And you don't have to settle for that. There's nothing saying, and there's plenty of resources that you've already laid out that can allow you to pursue those dreams of going back to college at 30, in your 30s or 40s or whatever it may be. So kudos to that.
I kept doing construction. Luckily, I got in with a good group of carpenters out of Walker, the Bell family, and they were such a positive influence on me. And they weren't doing drugs on the job, they weren't drinking and stuff. So great influences on me. I had a good place to work, and I did that up until I started doing research in graduate school.
You still do construction on the side?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Dang.
There's always something to build. Somebody, hey man, something's happening on my kitchen floor. Can you come take a look at it?
But
And
the wife loves
this
a good
door is
DIY
rotten. We need to
project.
change it.
The wife
Well,
loves
Miss
good
Chastity got it made over there. Golly.
And I enjoy that kind of stuff. I don't like having to do it for a living, being out in the mud, swinging sledgehammers, setting forms for concrete, and But when you can do like a little bit of inside remodel work,
It's fun.
do a little bit. I used to hate painting, dude. Now, like, I just zone out on it. I'm not thinking about nothing. Just
So, two final questions. With your education and with, talking about looking for a job when you got laid off in the Tulane, and obviously you love the opportunity there, but there had to probably have been opportunities outside of the state. What kept you in Louisiana? What kept you grounded?
first thing that kept me in Louisiana was COVID, because nobody was accepting applications around February, March of 2020. And so COVID kept me here first, and then my grandkids kept me after that.
Awesome.
Shout out to Granny, the grandkid.
And the last thing is, if somebody's struggling right now and hearing your story of, despair and hopelessness to being where you are today, what's some parting words of inspiration you would leave them with?
Don't wait until drug court grabs you. And reach out to you guys. Y'all have an active social media presence.
Absolutely.
Yep.
They'll have my contact information if anybody would like to get in touch with me. I don't want to just put it out.
Yeah, for sure.
They'll have it. But just get off the couch, put it down for a little bit. You don't even have to put it down. Go to a meeting. Go to an AA meeting. Tell somebody in there you need help and you need a sponsor. You don't even have to stop right then. You can stop later.
Absolutely.
And man, with the way
Right there,
fentanyl is, they didn't have that whenever I was coming up, Right whenever I got sober, it was just starting to show up. The number of people that I'm looking on, I haven't been on social media in months. I had to get off of that stuff. Everything was just too crazy. But when I'll be on there, I'll open up for a second to follow a link, and then I'll see somebody's birthday that's no longer with us.
Yep.
It's crazy. Me and him had an episode not too long ago where we were talking about, like, thank God we really got sober before the fentanyl crisis, because I that was my drug of choice, was opiates.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Didn't do anything
Same.
else. I don't think I would have survived.
I wouldn't.
Really
Same.
Well,
I was never trying to die, but I didn't want to kill myself, but
I didn't mind if I woke up.
care if
Yep.
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 Oh.
when you're like that,
We
Well, we
appreciate
glad
your
you're still
time so
with
much.
us. Yes,
Ronnie,
yes.
Ronnie.
My least favorite time.
We've gotten to your least favorite time of the episode.
You know what? I ain't even tripping because I'm finna go crawl under the bed after this. Thank you from the bottom
Man,
of
thank
our
y'all
heart.
for inviting me. I
Man,
really appreciate it.
absolutely. It was a no-brainer. I'm glad we could finally get the schedules aligned. I'm glad I finally built up the courage to beg. Yes, I did fanboy over him in person some months back, ladies and gentlemen. But your story was very, it inspired me, and I'm sure it did others. Just never giving up, what's next, reaching that goal, doing whatever's necessary to reach that goal, whether it's cut these people out, cut this person out or whatever, change behaviors to get there. And it is very admirable, and we commend you.
I got there one day at a time. Sometimes it was 1 minute or 1 hour at a time.
But you got there.
Yep.
You got there, and we glad that you're still here with us because the world need people like you.
Absolutely.
And we need to see people like you. To our viewers and listeners, we love y'all. Thank you so much for the constant support that y'all have been showing, the outpouring of love, the engagements on the videos. Y'all have ran our Facebook up. We are forever grateful. Y'all are allowing us a bigger platform to help more people, and we are forever grateful for that because that's the goal, to impute love, healing, and change and understanding through one conversation at a time. Like we always say, we are real people with real issues that really want to help you find a solution. We love y'all. We see y'all. If you or anybody else you know is struggling, please, 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 please reach out to us. You can find me at Ronnie LeDuff on Facebook, Michael Axelrod Oakley on Facebook. We're going to have Dr. Ethan's info in the description on how you can reach him on social media sites as well. If you have some questions or need some mentorship, you can find us at builtbytheredstick.com. Leave a message on the website. Look at some cool merch while you're there as well. You can also reach us at builtbytheredstick@gmail.com. As Mike is pointing to, we will be opening the pre-order on the Built by the Red Stick hats. You see it here now. Get your order in today.
Before they're all gone.
They're going to be gone because we got people already in line. But yes, please reach out to us. We are readily available and willing to help whoever, whenever, no matter what time of day it is. Until then, we'll be back at the same time, at the same place, with the same producer. Built by the Red Stick. Built by adversity, led by courage.
We love y'all.
Built by the Red Stick, you can't tell me nothing.